If you're into uber skinny premium laptops that scream haute couture, you'll love the Dell Adamo XPS. Everything about it just screams ultra modern and super stylish. Even the way it opens is a pretty high class experience with what Dell's calling a capacitive latching device, which is basically a touch sensitive bar which you swipe with your finger to open and close it. Now this isn't immediately obvious, as we found out, but once you work it out, it will be hard to resist wasting a few minutes opening and closing it. It is that cool. Now what this does mean is the Dell Adamo won't open when the battery's dead, and the plastic catches that hold it shut make us worry a little bit about longevity, but it's also very James Bond-like that we think we can forgive it. So it's pretty amazing how Dell has crammed in so much technology, or any technology for that matter, into the Adamo's 10mm thick frame, and it packs a lot of features and has a speedy boot up time as well. So if we open it up fully, you're presented with a very nice keyboard. The metallic keys are solid, well-spaced, responsive, and present a futuristic-looking font. The function keys, however, aren't as likeable as they're so flat on the surface, so you have to poke them through the chassis just to register a press. So if you're the panicky type who's always hammering escape to cancel that regretted email, this might not work for you. So a premium laptop, of course, gets a premium price tag, but this also means premium features. For a start, Windows 7 beams out of its 13.4-inch WLED display, which is designed to reduce power consumption compared to a regular LCD, although we have seen little evidence of this. But what we do notice, though, is the screen is unbelievably bright. And with 1366 by 768 pixels, the XPS experience is a far cry from the experience you get on a cheap netbook. Now I'm sure you've noticed the Adamo's odd hinge, which uses the base of the screen as the keyboard legs. Now you'd think this would be pretty hard to use, but you can adjust the viewing angle and the hinge is stiff enough to stay put. It's when you try and use it on your lap that it all gets a bit troublesome. While it may be fine to use generally, every now and again you will be reminded that you're not working on a traditional laptop, and it can feel a bit unsteady at times. It definitely works much better on a flat surface. The trackpad supports multi-touch functions as well, so you can pinch to zoom in certain scenarios, but connectivity isn't great. Ethernet comes via a USB adapter, leaving you with just one USB port. You do get wireless N though, a mini DisplayPort and a DVI dongle in the box. Now sadly there's no card reader, so transferring files can feel too much like hard work. Now moving on to battery life, and the Adamo's battery life is undeniably poor in this age of 8-hour ultra portables. You'll be lucky if you get more than 2.5 hours out of it. But considering its super skinny frame doesn't even look like it houses a battery, I think it's not a bad trade-off. So other specs include 4GB of RAM, 128GB of solid state storage, and the good news is the processor doesn't lag even with Windows 7. Now it could be argued the Adamo XPS is a bit of an engineering triumph, but could also be argued that it offers style over substance, what with that premium price tag and pretty rubbish battery life. But from the minute I saw it, the minute I touched it, I was hooked. Now all I need to do is scrape together the £1,750 it's going to cost me to have one of these all to myself. Or maybe I'll just keep this one.